basic research on resilience improvement programs for prevention of school violence. Remina. Introduction. Human socialization experience occurs in interaction with the parents and the family, but as they grow up, they interact with their peers and experience their socialization. Other adolescents spend most of its time in school. Adolescents develop positive self-concept and self-respect by learning socialization skills, developing social skills, and gaining physiological stability and support through peer interaction in the space of school. However, school currently uh, evaluate their academic performance, causing competition amongst the students and the classes, and establishing hierarchies through computational check, color and violence at not cooperation. In other words, the experience of school violence damage caused by peer conflict has emerged as a social serious school social problems. Peer relationship cannot always be stable, even if they are in the conflict with your peer. You should acquire skills to effectively resolve complex problems with the appropriate interaction. This allows them to form more positive and mature self-concept, thus creating the smoother peer relationship. However, negative experience in peer relationship are the problem, such as the conflict that cause friction if rejected or not recognized. In addition to the legal uh, de- uh, definition of school violence, academic research on school violence is conducted raising questions related to the definition of school violence in the term of the academic aspect. School violence has been defined slightly different, differently depending on the location of the violence, the type of the violence, the subject of the violence, and the persistence of the violence. It can depend on whether the violence is limited to school, including violence influenced around the school and on the way to and from school, or violence against teacher and the school administrator structure as well as between students. adolescent is the time when positive thinking is the need, because self-identity is the formed due to the characteristic of the development and is the greatly improved by the peer relationship. Resilience refers to the ability of humans to overcome difficult situation or problem and grow as they adapt to the environment. Adolescence lead to difficulties is physical, mental, and emotional functioning. And is it to relieve their pain becomes limitedly uh, vulnerable to stress. Therefore, this study purports to improve schools violence prevention and resilience by exploring risk factor and protective factor of youth victim of school violence. In addition, it is about finding and developing its own productive factors and improving its strengths to help improve resilience and lead an optimistic life and hope for the future. Recovery aesthetic three enhancement programs. Conduct of the recovery, the respective programs of the prevention of school violence is a program to promote the hope of the happy life by improving motivation of the active participation in the order to achieve the goal of the improving emotional empathy and the resilience in this study. To improve resilience to prevent school violence, to reconstruct resilience to improve self-esteem, to enhance positive emotions, and expression to strongly relate to treatment affect the criteria of for restrictive is the follow. First, with happiness, it is an area based on positive psychology. It is organized to have an experience based on the goals of the early, medium, and the stage for crossing in the present life, achieve life, and the meaningful life. Second, to the characteristic of the adolescent activities for sensation constant of the 60 minutes and the introduction developed and finished. Third, considering in the uh, preference for physical activities over static activities due to the characteristic of the adolescent. Programs include include physical activities and activities for emotional relation. The could includes the in this mode between counselor and the target students. Both the concept of the forgiveness in the positive psychology can be aspect of the teenager to understand, allowing them to use concrete exam and pictures to help them with the concept for forgiveness. 50. The development process create and atmosphere for people to participate comfortably by turning on the mediation music and organize them into the three topics, allowing them to share their stories and experience without any burden. 60. Emphasizing that art is not good or bad. Expressions, media, or used to help receive the tension and experience emotional and to experience individual positive emotional and relation 그 resilience through creative self-expression. The program's progress for each session is as follows. The first session and introduces the programs to improve the resilience and introduce the daily life as a measure of the happiness. They also describe themselves as objective and introduce themselves to from uh, intimacy. In the case, in the second session, they share word of the encouragement and the support to each other, reminiscent of the images and the work on the uh, literary lazy. It also from empathy, control, and sociality to understand each other and achieve harmony through color. The third session use emotion card to recognize one's emotions, check in the relative of the positive and negative emotions, and to cheer on self is positive word, transcurrent of the emotional. In the first session, and the experiencing and the sense of the community with live and the gratitude for the family. In the 50 session, the emotion of the day will be imaginating through emotion cards, and the resilience activities will be uh, carried out by the introduction on things each read to form I am great and show sure how to raise self-awareness and self-esteem. In the 60 episode, listen to the song I So Have to Have You and changing the uh, lyrics, looking for people who and to the give songs as a give and share feelings while working with angels Clay, the experience is gratitude by helping smoothness and emotional relations. In the seventh session, you can lead to form flower of the glass and looking at the places then to touch your heart and say then everything you want to share. This poem will take a long time. In the 80th session, you can write future rhetoric, practicing the drawing, always bad feeling using um, volume and learning about true forgiveness through the movies. Research method, subject to study, and the third study, the Youth Counseling and Welfare Center in J-Gun 전라남도 I identified the crisis level of the teenager in the uh, region and analyzed in based on the survey on the actual situation of the youth in the crisis to develop and support effective counseling support programs. Such tools. This research tool used the survey in the youth crisis developed by the Korean Youth Counseling and Welfare Development Institutes. Risk factor. In order to understand the status to use crisis, the um, measures of risk factor, crisis outcomes was prepared by referring to variable description. Productive factors as a main of the production factor, measurement individual area was the class into the self-reflect sense of the goal and actively respond. Family area where class field to the family interest is the truth. Data analysis. The survey studied your classes in the study use the result of the survey conducted at the Youth Counseling and the Welfare Center in Jaegun. Conclusion by inventing 18 and the risk factor of the adolescents, the government sought to develop the program to improve resilience of the prevent schools violence. Research on improving resilience organization and the contents of the resilience program by referring to the self control improvement problem solving through emotion control and relate period research data. According to their research, is resilience and personal skills can be maintained and improved. In particular, interpersonal skills in the adolescents can experience positive school adaptation if they maintain a smooth relationship with their peer, and the level of the school satisfaction increases while improving resilience. Thank you.